couple of questions, and you can answer them when I'm finished. At last month meeting, we received where we have a consultant that's going to be doing the, I would like a printout, a document showing that all of those consultants are qualified to do that job. If you need my address, I'll give it to you. And also, on this agenda, on page 24, approval for 19 hours of Title I service by third parties. Now, what I'd like to know is, this is non-public school. The people that's going to be doing this, are they qualified? Do they have to be certified the same way the ones that work in the public school? I'd like an answer on that also. And the last thing is that we have a dress code in the Lakewood school. I don't know how y'all can hear me talking when you stood up there talking. Didn't your parents teach you manners to respect people when they're speaking? Also, the dress code in the Lakewood High School. If we have a code, I think that should be enforced. Those are my questions.
While they gather themselves on the other questions, I'm going to speak to the dress code. And I have to tell you, in certain circles in the community, I might not be very popular. I have two children attending Lakewood Public Schools, one in middle school, one in high school. They wear uniforms, and they're going to wear uniforms. And any and every kid that I have contact with and their parents, I'm going to tell them that their children should and will be held accountable for wearing uniforms. I think that one of the things that we did this year, which we're going to try to reverse, is I don't believe that the community and even us as board members and maybe even administration gave the building principals enough support to make it even more of a workable policy. It's my goal this year to work very closely in the communities with the different church organizations, the different civic groups, to have them speaking in their communities about the importance of us having this dress code in place so that it's not one person in one school begging for kids to do it, because it takes the whole community to come together and recognize that it's beneficial to our children to do it. And so I'm hoping that over this summer, as the letters come out and the dress codes are laid out and it tells people what to get now, we do it. Now, it's not popular, and there's some teachers that don't like it. There's some, to be honest, I don't really care. The bottom line is I think that it's a good thing, and when you see it put together and you see everybody doing it, it looks wonderful, and the kids hold themselves up. So we're going to enforce it.
Okay.
I apologize. I did not hear all the questions.
Okay, and at the last meeting, there you have a thing.
Yes, the vendors, that is something that was supposed to be prepared for the next regularly scheduled meeting. I do believe we had to have that list. The 28th is the next regularly scheduled meeting. It should be here, it must be here, and at that point we'll be able to have something to share with you regarding that, because that was what we said at the last meeting.
Okay.
All right.
And the one on 24, page 24F.
It was about...
Through the chair,
Yeah.
if that's the question, the district has made the decision to have multi-vendors. This does not affect the public school system. These people must hold the appropriate experience and or credentials, regardless of which vendor will be, or vendors will be selected.
I just want to see it myself. I want to see certification and qualification. All right.
Thank you. Next person, Mike.
I'm sorry. Stanley Soup, and I'm sorry if I'm saying this wrong. Is it Supa or Shapiro? Maybe Mr. Shapiro.
Sydney Shapiro, 32 High Street. I stand here tonight on behalf of my dear 4-year-old son Avrami and many of his fellow classmates and schoolmates attending Tiny Tots special program. Avrami is an adorable 4-year-old boy with obvious development delays in speech and other areas. As devoted parents, we did much research to determine what type of program would best suit his various needs. We chose Tiny Tots since our goals both matched to get Avrami up to par and then mainstream him. And now, happy we are with our decision in this past year alone. Avrami went from an overly shy, quiet 3-year-old boy who couldn't talk to a speaking and well-adjusted 4-year-old. The therapies he has received have done wonders to our son. he has truly blossomed at Tiny Tots. Which leads me to why I stand here tonight. One, with the Tiny Tots' outstanding success rate, and I know I speak on behalf of countless others who have personally witnessed extraordinary growth in Tiny Tots program. What is it to be gained by uprooting my son, who is, as it is, has extremely difficult time adjusting, a problem very common with developmentally delayed children, and placing him in another program? Two, being a religious Jew, the environment where my son spends most of his waking hours is of paramount importance. Public school would not be an option, as he would be exposed to so many things contrary to the way we are trying to raise him. Tiny Tots, in addition to offering a tailor-made program to each individual needs, also provided exactly the type of sheltered atmosphere we feel our son requires. The easygoing and pleasant environment, minus the negative influence our son would be exposed to in public schools, has truly made Tiny Tots a decision of choice for so many in our community, myself included. As a parent of a child with special needs, I implore you to reconsider your decision, a decision that will be for the benefit or the determinant of so many of our community's children. Please allow Tiny Tots to continue to provide our children with the most valuable gift we can give them, their future. Please allow Tiny Tots, with their unsurpassable success rate, to continue to keep their doors open to help our children shine and blossom. To help our children so someday, very soon, they wouldn't need all these extra services and will be able to be mainstreamed into regular school systems. I beg of you on behalf of Avrami and his friends, please allow them to continue climbing the ladder to success. Please don't pull down the ladder from under their feet. Thank you.
Mr. Grunat, you would be chairman now. Mr. Thomas had to go all, I believe. He will try to return back. Pastor Wilson.
Pastor Glenn Wilson, 138 Colonial Drive, Lakewood. The sister addressed part of my question on page 24. I think Michael also addressed part of it. The excessiveness of this pay rates. How do we arrive at these pay rates? Because in comparison to our paraprofessionals, these pay rates are way over the top. So how do you arrive at this pay rates?
You need to ask all your questions.
Okay, and then the enforcement of the uniforms. The president just said that the parents, but I believe that the enforcement of the uniforms has to begin, at the schools. I told my son, I asked my son one morning, I said, why don't you wear the uniform? He said, Daddy, we don't have to wear it anymore. And he said, I just pay $1 and I don't have to wear it anymore. So I can enforce it as a parent, but if the school is not enforcing it, I waste my time. So it has to begin at the school so that the parents have something to actually enforce. Those are my two comments. One of them is a question. How do you arrive at these excessive numbers?
Through the chair, Mr. Grunhook, may I respond to that question? These were the rates that were approved by the board back in November after the non-public consultation with the non-public schools. These are they were approved by the board in the minutes, and these are the amounts actually that Catapult this year in their contract were approved to charge for the services rendered. So what we've done is put this in here as setting it as the maximum for all the multiple providers that we are going to have for next year.